Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm so glad that you joined me to learn how to write a conclusion for your paper. Let's start.
Readers, can you believe how much of your paper is already completed? We are already ready to write our conclusion paragraphs. All of your hard work has paid off, and now it's time to conclude our papers. The conclusion paragraph is important because it sums up everything you have learned as a researcher and allows you to support your ideas about the topic. Just like our research papers need clear beginnings, we have to write clear endings. The conclusion paragraph should close up your paper and tie up any loose ends. Most conclusion paragraphs have 3 parts. This will help us structure our conclusion paragraphs. The first part of your conclusion paragraph is where you revisit your thesis, otherwise called a summary statement. This statement is normally 1 or 2 sentences that restate our goals of the paper or restate our thesis in a new way. The hardest part about the summary statement or revisiting our thesis is that we want this statement to be worded differently than the thesis in our introduction paragraph. Let me show you an example. Here is an example of thesis statements and summary statements. If you remember, my entire research paper is all about Ben & Jerry's making the best ice cream. So my thesis statement is, Ben & Jerry's makes the best ice cream because it uses the best ingredients and is eco-friendly. However, my summary statement needs to have some of those same ideas, but needs to be said in a different way. So my summary statement, or the first line of my conclusion, might be, really high quality ingredients and earth-conscious ways of making ice cream makes Ben and Jerry's the best ice cream producer, period. Notice how the thesis statement uses different words and organizes the information in a new way. The information is still the same, that Ben & Jerry's makes the best ice cream, but the wording is different. Let's try a summary statement using a different example. My second thesis statement, which is one that I've liked to use in previous years, is that Wendy's chicken nuggets are the healthiest and tastiest fast food chicken nugget. My summary statement for this paper, or the first line of my concluding paragraph, would have to put forth the same ideas. The healthiest and tastiest chicken nuggets are Wendy's. But I can't use the same words. So let's think of a different way to come up with this summary statement. Of all the chicken nuggets in the fast food industry, Wendy's chicken nuggets are the ones that are the best for your body and your taste buds. Notice that I have the same idea, but different words for my summary statement. The second part of your conclusion is where you summarize the facts in your paper. You should have 3 sentences in the summarize section, 1 for each paragraph, each body paragraph of your paper. Give 1 very general fact from each paragraph of your paper in the summarize section. In my Ben & Jerry's paper, my first paragraph was about production. Remember we talked about frozen cows? My second paragraph was about eco-friendly methods of production and ingredients. and my third paragraph was about ingredients used. If we looked back at my first paragraph, we would find out that the production was really efficient. That's what the whole paragraph was about. And it was about the efficiency of frozen cows. So my summary of paragraph 1 for my conclusion might be Ben and Jerry's is energy efficient, and that's good for the earth because we're going to edit that a little bit. Ben and Jerry's is energy efficient because they use frozen cows to get their ice cream. And that's good for the earth. In my second paragraph, I talked all about the eco-friendly methods of production and ingredients. So I already talked specifically about the frozen cows. My next one might be that in addition, Ben and Jerry's also uses only organic ingredients and feeds their cows only organic cow feed, because those are the two main points of my second paragraph. The main idea of paragraph 3 is about the ingredients that they use. And my whole point of that paragraph, if I go back and read it, is about how Ben and Jerry's quality checks all of the ingredients for taste and freshness. So, since that's my main idea there, I would say, finally, Ben and Jerry's quality checks all of its ingredients for taste and freshness, period. So let's take a look. I have the main idea of paragraph 1, the main idea of paragraph 2, and the main idea of paragraph 3 as my summary for my paper. All I did was go back and go through each of my paragraphs to figure out what was it that I wanted the reader to know about each thing. I also want you to notice that I used transition words between sentences so that all of the ideas flow together. The third and final part of your conclusion is where you provide some insight or revisit your thesis. Another way that you can think about this is it's your final thoughts on the topic. This should express your opinion and leave the reader with an idea about your thoughts on the topic. This is your last opportunity to connect with the reader. You might want to end with a question or a general statement about your topic. For example, I could end my paragraph by stating, why would I want to eat any other ice cream if it's not as good for me or as good for my planet? Let's try to think of other ways to end our paragraph. You all did such a great job. We were able to practice lots of different options. I know that when you return to your papers, you're going to write amazing conclusion paragraphs. To help you, think about the shape on the screen. Remember, your introduction was an upside-down paragraph. The conclusion is a right-side-up one, where you start with the most specific idea, and then you get super general towards the end. On Google Classroom, there is a template of this triangle for you to fill in, just like you did for your introductions. If you need help, please make sure you ask.